the Tracy show, going at it with Scott the engineer.
Really? What was that all about?
Holy
what were they
man.
into it for?
It's a little. I don't know. Tracy's on fire, and
I heard her promo, and she said she had a list of everybody who she has a problem with.
yeah, well, she has a problem with Scott, I guess.
Oh, boy.
I'm happy with Scott.
Compared to Tracy.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
That should be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Scott was actually very civil, handled himself well because Tracy was really going at him, and Scott was just kind of like laughing it off a little bit.
Good for him.
Yeah, I was actually inspired that he was able under fire to just sort of calmly sit there and go, you know.
I don't think we've ever seen that side of him before.
No. I guess he was being a gentleman. You know what I mean? He was arguing with a woman. So.
Right, and he restrained himself.
Yeah. So that's a smart move. Wish I could do that.
I know, because, no, maybe you don't. I was trying to think of a time.
Mike, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey now. Hey, I'm so fucking bamboozled over all that bullshit too. It blows my mind. But I wanted to ask, what's going on with Ronnie and JD? I think Ronnie's a little jealous of JD that he's talented. He has a show now.
Yeah, JD's on the show with Tracy last night.
Yeah, how's that working out? Are they a good team?
Yeah, they're a great team.
Yeah, they work well together. And Tracy was on there yelling about Scott. Scott called in. He was upset. But he managed to keep calm, and as Tracy was just blasting him all over the place.
Wow.
You want to hear some of that?
Yes, I would love to.
All right. And then I will ask Scott how the hell he remained so calm. All right, here's Tracy trashing Scott last night on the Tracy show. I don't know what Tracy calls her show. Happy Hour.
Happy Hour,
Right.
yes.
A play on the fact that Tracy's very rarely sounding happy. She's more pissed off than anybody.
Find someone you haven't damaged.
Oh, God, there's so many. I mean, we could definitely go on to Scott the Engineer. I mean,
Let's.
I'm
Why
not
don't
gonna
we?
lie about that one. For the life of me, Scott the Engineer, he's a really nice guy. Outside of the office, I like his wife. She's really nice outside the office. But I have never seen anyone in my life with such a low tolerance for work, with such a pawn it off attitude, and with such a sense of laziness. Like, literally, if Scott requests a CD for me and I have to order it from Howard's office, it'll come in. 5 months later, they'll come to me and say, hey, we haven't seen this CD. I will go back because I keep every email back and forth no matter what it is. And I will find the email of Scott requesting this CD. And I will go into Scott's studio and I will say, Scott, do you have this CD? You requested this CD for me. And Scott will say, no, I don't have it. Or 10 minutes will go by. He'd be like, I looked, I don't have it. And I will wait for Scott to fucking leave and go home. And then I will go into Scott's studio and I'll find the CD each and every time. He doesn't even think about fucking looking because he's too busy working on his son's goddamn CD or playing on the phone when the show ends. Because we all know he's not playing with the mics or equalizing anything because that would be just way too much of a fucking stretch. And the way that he talks to Tim, even though I just called Tim out for shitting, is, I mean, the fact that he broke his phone from slamming it down so hard, to me, if I was his boss and he ever fucking talked to me that way, he would be out of here so fucking fast, he wouldn't even have time to put his coat on. I'm sorry. I don't understand it. I don't get it. There's just so many people here that work so hard to let that shit fly on a daily basis. I don't understand.
Wow.
But again, let's finish that up. I like Scott and I like his wife. But I don't respect his work ethic. I'm sorry, I don't. Do some fucking work. Like, we're working on this project where we're digitizing everything. Everyone else does it for themselves. Scott's the only one who just makes his intern do it for him. That's it. I don't have to do it. We're just going to give it to my intern. But John Hine, who hosts a show and puts together specials all over this channel, he's got to stop everything he's doing to work on this project. Look at fucking John Hunterlock, which is another story, but I'm not going to go. He, too, spends his weekends here putting this stuff into the system, but not Scott. Scott can't be bothered. Scott can't deal with it because I know when the show ends, until he leaves, he's so busy doing nothing that he can't be bothered with actually helping out on this project. Do we want to take a call? On that note, I think I'm pretty much done with that.
Wow.
I don't really...
Yeah.
Good Lord.
What else am I going to say?
I have no idea what you could say.
Yeah, I think I covered that. Oh, do we want to talk about the fact that Scott uses my corporate card without my permission and then thinks it's okay and says, well, it's a corporate card. It's not your problem. No, fuckhead. It's not a corporate card. Yes, it's given to me by the company, but it's attached to my Social Security. It's attached to my credit report, my name, my address. It's the same thing as you using my MasterCard. Don't fucking use my credit card without my permission. What the fuck are you thinking? And then not even tell me until like a week later. That is way inappropriate, and quite frankly, it's a federal offense. So keep it the fuck up. We're going to nip that shit. Next call, please. I need to move on.
That kid's a natural.
Sure.
Yeah.
You okay?
Tracy's a
I'm
natural.
okay.
Oh,
I'm
my
okay.
Drink of water.
Yeah.
I'm pissed, but I'm okay. Next call, please.
Okay. Eddie the produce guy.
JD.
You are
Holy
on the air.
Okay. I've
Good
got it
luck.
all out. I've got it all out.
JD, just along for the ride on that Tracy happy hour.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. She went off.
She was the funniest line is he is gonna, by the time this show ends, he won't have gotten anything done because he's been so busy doing nothing.
I guess, and Scott was livid, but he was not going to call in.
Really, he tried to keep his hands off the phone.
Yeah, but he had to call in. He was like, "You got
He had
to
to
be kidding
defend
me."
himself.
Yeah.
And we'll go right to the calls. Scott in New Jersey, you are on the air.
Good evening, everybody. How are you doing?
Oh, just fine, Scott. How are you?
Good. What's new? I love the way you talk about people.
Really? Because what did I say that I didn't call you out on in the office? Did we not get into a 20-minute fight about my credit card?
The credit card, I was unaware. You gave it to me once before to use. I apologize for using it.
Gary actually said to me that they needed to buy something off iTunes. And Scott, he thought he had permission to use this, so he didn't call Tracy. But according to Tracy, Scott should have checked with her anyway every time he uses it because it turns out the card was expired.
Oh dear.
Right. But Scott had no way of knowing that because he didn't call Tracy.
Yes.
But you can see how these things blow up.
No, you didn't. You never fucking apologized, Scott. You never. You said, what do you care? It's a corporate card. It's not, it doesn't go to you. And I told you, no, it does go to me. It's against my Social Security number. It's against my credit report. And you just chose to give me attitude. I had to, and the worst part is you used a fucking credit card that I had canceled. So not only did I have to deal with the fact that you were using my card without my fucking knowledge, but then I had to go back and deal with iTunes 15 fucking times to try and fix the mistake that you had made because you didn't just ask me. You didn't take 5 fucking seconds to ask me before you just took my shit without my permission.
You fucked up, Scott.
You fucked up, Scott. You fucked up.
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you, and you not once did you ever apologize.
All right,
so I
I
actually
apologize.
resent that you say that.
I-
Now you apologize, that's fine. Then I accept your apology. Don't do it again, especially because that card is not good anymore.
Wow. She's a firecracker, huh? She's a natural.
Yes. Just press play.
Boom. Get some interesting radio there. I admire anyone who can get on the radio, and it's a vacuum, really. It's just a dead space. And
That's right. It's like the empty page that a writer looks at.
if you can come up with something compelling, fine.
She's got a happy hour.
It's happy hour. She should actually do it from a bar now that I'm thinking. Like,
That would be great.
where they could have a few pops. And,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
boy.
And maybe talk to some of the people at the bar. And, set up a little bar. Something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tracy's place.
Definitely wasn't a happy hour for Scott, though. I mean, I don't see how he'd be happy.
Well, was that his only
No.
rebuttal?
No. They got it. They went in at it for a long time.
Do you think you work hard for your money?
I work hard. I get there at 3:30 in the morning. I'm
Okay.
responsible for a lot of things that go
What,
on. in the
fucking
house.
up the microphones that Howard's bitches about you fucking up on a daily basis? Is that what it is?
No, he doesn't bitch about.
Then what does Evan Mandelbaum, our engineer, do while you're fixing the microphones?
Me and Evan both work on the show. We both are responsible for things. I do production. I make sure the studio is in working order every morning.
No, your intern does that. He's the one who goes in, makes sure everything is
doesn't do any
together,
of it.
and he does it with Evan.
He doesn't do any of that.
Okay, Scott, when you had your hernia surgery 2 years ago, and you recommended an ex-intern to fill in for you, what do you think that said about you? Do you not know that was a big topic? The fact that you personally recommended an intern to do your job.
To get by with certain things, not to do everything.
Oh, Scott, but how do you think that made you look? At the end of the day, people aren't looking at the big picture. They're saying, you're saying, I want her to do this or I want her to do that. But everyone's saying, Scott just recommended a fucking intern to do his job and thinks she can do it.